guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1988 Porsche 911 Targa. Yes, it's like my Corvette, but older. And engine in the wrong place. And a different color. Different manufacturer too. But it does have two doors. So basically the same, and the roof comes off. Anywho, the reason for this episode, a good friend of mine, his car, needs some service done, and who else is, dumb enough to work on Porsches that are air-cooled of this variety? Got it out. Of the air-cooled variety? I am. Don't know how much I'm going to show in the first part of this episode because it's a bunch of bushing replacements. Throttle, shifter, stuff like that, accelerator. If you don't know, these are, they don't run a cable. They're all linkage rods if you guys are Porsche nuts. So, being how it's in the footwell and, well, awkward filming, I'll show you parts I'm replacing, but I don't know. I haven't come with an idea on how to show you tight filmed angles because me and camera doesn't work. But also we're doing brakes. I'll show that more because outside of car. You would think after doing YouTube for as long as I have, I would figure out how to do an intro. Nope. Anyway, join me for the next scene because I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going, as us Americans would say to the Australians, down under. I got to play with pedals, and, well, it's the floor routine because I can't get the doors open if it's on the lift. Hang in there, knees. Join me for the next ramble. All right, real quick, I'll show you what I got going on after I find the flashlight that I lost. My red flashlight, one's on the charger. Here's the black one. My red flashlight, which I lost and then found because I left it in the car, I lost again. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This is what I got going on. I don't have a selfie cam. All right, pedal clusters. Main concern is the accelerator. So I already have the pedal disconnected. It's a prop rod that just snaps in. I know, terrible filming. My camera's very light biased. All right, let's get in. Let's tight this area. Anyway, pedal's disconnected. It's just a rod. Little ball in, pops into the back of the pedal. But there's supposed to be bushings in here. I don't know how it's picking up on camera or what I'm aiming for. That whole bracket is wiggly. He's having a problem with it getting cruise control. Basically, the throttle's sticking. I think that's a big part of it. It's camming over and not letting it return back. Like I said, there's rods that run through, basically the tunnel of the car. Bell cranks, so on and so forth. I'm going to replace all the ones that I feel are affected. Obviously trying to help him out by, not gouging him by taking the entire car apart because if you know, you know. But also replace it to where he doesn't get cruise control. The other thing is figuring out a shifter because she's doing the old Volkswagen thing. And I don't know if you can hear my mic. The engagement's a little pedantic. So, a lot of slop. We got bushings for that too. So let me start tearing stuff apart and I'll try to show you what the hell I'm doing when I get it out of the car because not a flattering angle, and you can see my camera doesn't like doing, well, things. All right, guys, I got a whole bunch of audio going on. Rain and fan. Bushings. Show you what we got. Oh. Inside the Accelerator. I'll try to zoom in. There's supposed to be those bushings. Well, there it is. And there's one on the other side too. I just didn't disconnect the heim joint, whatever you want to call it, link rod there. So, whoa, no. Basically, there's a one of these spring clip, E-clip thingies. Fun to get to. A washer, your pedal plate cover. Pop all that stuff off. Slide it out and clean it out. Put that in. Put a little lube on it. You don't have to go crazy, and reassemble. And at least that'll get the wibble wobble out of the Accelerator. I think that's been a lot of his issues. Like I said, I'm trying not to tear the car apart if I don't have to. Extensively tear the car apart if I don't have to. It's obviously going to have to come apart. But if that fixes that, that's good. We'll get the car on, see what's going on underneath, see if there's any damage or something like that, or anything really noticeable. But let me get that replaced, and then join me for something else. But yeah, pull it out, pop in new bushings, a little grease, put it back in. Good. Yeah, it gets all that wibble wobble, wobbly wibbly out of your pedal assembly. Status update. Gas pedal's in. Reattach like I know what I was doing. Stupid light. So that's in. No more side to side play. Also, tech tip, that stupid clip that's down there, if you guys are replacing it. This one. To reinstall, the easiest way, if you have some hose clamp or hose pliers, because they're bent on the end and they're pinchy, try and do this one hand. If you grab it on either side, you can slide it in and click it with of the little jaws. Chomp, 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 chomp. But yeah. I think I got a good transition. And then, so that's in. I'm gonna take apart the center, see what's going on with the shifter, see if it's something simple up there, or if we're gonna have to go in further with stuff. But at least the gas pedal's not floppy. I think what was happening is it was turning, kicking, and catching itself in a bind. At least that's what I think it was doing. Because running it by hand, I can't feel it. Also, it's not obviously under load or anything like that where you got like a throttle valve trying to shut it, but that should be trying to shut it kind of thing. I don't know how to explain that. But all right, let me pull apart the center console and I'll bring you in for more developments of what I find. Have I mentioned I hate interiors, especially on Porsches? Mainly because, well, they have a big one. Well, they have an interior. It's not like Beetles where they're all, basically everything exposed. I have to take stuff apart and not break it. I can stay out. I'm looking for, is this it? Pretty sure this is it. All right. What I found out with the loosey-goosey shifter is it's missing this bushing. You go. Again, sorry for filming. Well, I'm not sorry for filming. I'm sorry for my awesome filming. Here. Stay there for inconsequential story time. So, when I was a wee little lad, I went to tech school thinking I was going to be working on, you know, cool stuff like modern cars. Because, you know, when you're 20, at the time, you think that that stuff was cool. You know, Fast and Furious came out, stuff like that. Anywho, back to this. This bushing, I took my flashlight. You might be able to see anyway. This bushing goes in here to stop it from, well, doing this. There's no bushing currently, so that's why there's crappy shifting. So let me get this installed and tighten this thing up, and you can join me for another ramble. Taking this column out, or this console out, near next to impossible without really breaking stuff, so that's why it's still in here. I can access what I can access. Basically, you got your, well, AC controls, your blinker, your defrost, all your stuff here, and the wires are really tight, so I'm trying not to obviously break it. Like I said, there's plenty of movement, so I can do what I need to do. As it is. But yeah, everything else, shifter related wise, feels fine. It's the bushing. Like I said, if anything, there might be something going on with the back, but let's get this one replaced. Replace the missing and broken first, before just willy-nilly replacing things. The owner did supply, I'll cover his, every bushing for this car, shifter, throttle. And I told him, I go, I'm not going to replace absolutely every one of them if it doesn't need to be. Mainly because if it doesn't need to be, well, bad salesmanship on my end, but I'm not just going to, you know, play limbo in here to do it. Again, the more stuff I take apart to fix a non-issue equals the more stuff that has to go together, number one, and on something that's younger than me, arguably holding up better chance to break it. And if you know anything about these cars, you have the Porsche tax, and the Porsche tax is real as far as parts go. It's not a Volkswagen. So with that said, let me get that thing installed, everything cleaned up, installed, and I'll bring you back in. And like I said, that should fix the you know, wibbly wobbly of the shift redo. I'll be right back. All right, guys, pull out the shifter doobly doo. Here, I'll just show you how it all works together. Ugh. You cannot, if you've never done this before, these bushings will slide in from the top, but they don't lock because they have to expand to get around that ball. So if you try to beat it in from the top, just let you know, you're going to be in for a bad day because they don't fit. So that'll go in, that'll slide in, and then you get your shifter. Goes like that. Slides in more, but I don't want to force it right now because I still got to get this thing in the car. But yeah, that's it. But yeah, you got to remove it. You have to remove it to replace, you know, to replace the assembly. I think I said it. I don't know if I did. Lube, just a little bit of lube in here, because if you pack this thing full, it's going to basically spread out and spread this. So it's going to, this have problems fitting in here. Also, you can do premature wear. Found my flashlight. It's been here the whole time. Okay. Anyway, let me get this stuff all installed. It's simple. 13 millimeter bolt on this. Pop that out. The hardest one is the one in the front. It's a 17 mil. Getting it out, if you have an electric ratchet, not too bad, and a nano socket. Putting it back in, again, hit and miss. Nano socket helps it just because it keeps it where it needs to be. Be careful on an electric ratchet. Be careful because you don't want to screw it up. So let me get this installed. But yeah, that obviously there's no wiggle waggle anymore. So I'll be back. Shift carrier bushing. Tech tip for you. If you're ever replacing it, golf ball. One of these guys. Just put it in there, run your press down, You'll pop it in. They're indented for the golfer. All right, let me get this stuff all, put together now. Now that I'm done screwing around. All right, guys, just for a quick reference, the car's buttoned up. That's the old bushing. And that's the remnants of the shifter support. It was all in the tunnel. Just dug it out. But yeah, clearly hasn't been changed. So, interior's all buttoned up. Give me a second. Interior's all buttoned up. I just got to clean, up a mess. But the pedal hopefully should be good. I'll check out the bell crank and all that other stuff when it goes on the lift. But the shifter is actually, tight. So hopefully that works out. The reason for the bushings is I think he got this stuff from Pelican and he was talking to the parts dude. I don't know, my levels were going weird. He was talking to the parts dude, and I guess he was something about wanting a new shifter, or mentioned wanting to get a new shifter because of slop. And the parts guy, was super helpful and suggested, hey, replace your bushings, check your bushings, see how you like the drivability of the car after you get the bushings replaced. Because he didn't like the loose shifter. And I mean, it's the same thing with Volkswagens. When that center support goes out, you start getting the slop, or when you get the connector gone, you get all that slop. All this feels nice and tight now. We're in gear. Mild movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somewhere in there is reverse. I think that might be on a weird cog. There we go. Reverse. So, I think I got that pattern right. I don't think that's 1. But yeah. Yeah, now let's push over and up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Zoom gear. This isn't a 6-speed. I'm just screwing around, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is all nice and good. Next, let me get this thing on the rack. I'm done in here. Obviously, just got to clean up my mess. But I'm done in here. Get it on the rack, and we'll do brakes. Probably going to do that in the morning because this took slightly, like most things, a lot longer than expected. So join me in the morning to do some brakes, and then hopefully that goes delightful. And I think he has everything. I think he has the shoes, the pads, rotors. I'm pretty sure he has everything for the car. So should be, I'm not going to say fairly quick, but at least it has it, everything. I am tired. They're cool cars. They really are. I do enjoy these. I like my, poor man's Porsche up there. I did tell him we have to go line them up one time. This car versus my car. Does he have 2.7 liter, 3 liter? I don't know. Whatever he has in the engine, I haven't really paid attention. I can't remember. Again, it's a pain in the butt to keep track of everything. But with that said, I got a 1905 in mind, so I'm slightly down on power. But when I'm down on power, I make up in spirit and rust. And if you didn't know, rust weighs nothing. Well, the body panel that rusted off weighs nothing. It is lighter than carbon fiber. This car is all metal. I don't know. Could be a fun one. I don't have a freeway flyer, I don't think. Yeah, no, that one doesn't have the gearing for it. So it could be good. As long as I stick on those terrible tires it'll be at least entertaining. And at the end of the day, I like entertainment. Again, I'm bored. Hazards work. All right, and screw that up. Join me for brakes. Let me get this thing racked up. Doing brakes. Fun and exciting, I know. First step is finding my airline. There it is. Let's get this wheel off. I have no air pressure. I did lose power. I wonder if I blew a breaker or if my compressor overheated. Either way, not happy. Because if I lost the compressor, I'm going to be mad. Kind of important. Yeah, not that you care, but lost the phase on the shop. So what, line 1, line 2, I don't know which one it was. Yeah, wreaked havoc with all my electrics. Luckily, it just popped the breaker. Well, the motor overload protection on the compressor. So there's that. Never noticed they had a little valve stemmy holder thingy. Do all the wheels have that? Yeah, huh. I do know that the bottom of the crest isn't pointing to it, though. Talk to the Porsche nerds. Apparently that's a thing. I don't care. My thing is it's currently on. Obviously, we're starting with the front. Rotors, where are you? You're in one of these boxes. Hopefully you're labeled. It's probably back. Or is it the front? Those are the front. The other ones are the backs. Yes. All right. Rotors. And pads. I need a screwdriver. How do these even look? Flashlight too would help. Flashlights, pluralized. Thunk. Stick to something. There we go. Whoop. Pads aren't bad. I don't know if the brake light's going to go off. There's one of these fancy sensors. Common in German cars. Tells you when you need to replace your brakes. It opens the circuit. I don't think I have another one. But going to gently pry these pads back. Compress them back into the caliper. I think I have a less flexy screwdriver. Hey! I don't think it was that dead of a compressor. There we go. That's what I wanted. That thing's still bleeding air. screwdriver. Let's go with the old vice grips. Easy pressure. Get it on the ear and the caliper. You don't want to, you know, really clamp on it because you could break it. Just enough to get a screwdriver in to slide the pads back the rest of the way. It stopped making noise. All right, those are good. Boop, boop. Alrighty, what else? What else do I need? I know you can barely see me. You're looking over my shoulder while I'm looking at things. Yep. Just put that there. Oh, that's fine. The old age and the bending. There. Is that better for you guys? Maybe, maybe not. All right, now, just gotta knock these pins out. And this whole wire assembly is going to come. I should have brought more things, but I didn't. You can tell I'm fully organized to do this currently. There it is. All right, with your pads, you know, blown back, now you can tap this thing out. This releases the tension on the pads and also that spring plate. You'll see how it all comes together in a second. If you do Volkswagens like Beetles, you know exactly what the hell I'm doing. The only difference is with like the Beetles and those MPs, I have little like E-clips that hold the pins from sliding. This uses that pressure bridge. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it. Don't lose the slide pins. But yeah, this puts tension onto there, so in theory, they don't fall out. Just gotta come out. That's your holder, or your wire and pressure holder. This pad, wiggle it out. That's your wear sensor. That one does not look like it's compromised. Typically, when they go down, well, let me just pop this one off. Get out of there. I don't want to break it. Come on. Cooperate. There we go. Yeah, typically when these wear sensors get worn, they'll burn. The rotor burns through, basically grinds through. It completes the circuit. Opens the circuit. It does something with the circuit, and it turns on your brake light. This car does have a brake light on, and well, that could be one of like many things. Anywhere from handbrake to this, or the rear sensor should only, I think, have two: driver or passenger front and driver rear. I think that's how my Beamers are. Can't 100% remember, confirm or deny. But yeah. All right, pads. What are things? What are these? 19s. Oh, bolt. Oh, loose. Loose. I gotta get a hook. Do not let your calipers just, dingle dangle like off the wires or something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to hook it there. Where's the hose? Yeah, you don't want them dangling off the hose. We'll see what run we have. If I can prop it on something safely, I will. Because you don't need extra stress on the connections. Get other pad. Wearing a little weird. The backside had good pad. Front side, not so much. I don't want to flex that line more than I have to. Yeah, all right, it'll come off, but I definitely need to support it. Definitely. A welding wire. Use you more for this than anything else. And something to hook it to. Up there works for this side. Other side, is going to be completely freaking different. I need more wire. Don't go nuts, just get it so where it's clearing your rotator. Where's the new ones? Ugh. New rotors, nice and vented. They're the same? They are the same. All right, let's start blowing this thing apart. All right, guys, dust cap removal. Fun and exciting, I know. Boink! All right. Yeah, special dust cap removal. Same thing as Beetle. Forgot my Allen. Get this guy out. Maybe. Yep. There we go. Loosen that. Definitely going to pump some more grease into these bearings because, well, seems a little dry in here. Not saying it's bad, but also not saying it's good. Link. Rotor, like anything else, should just pop off. As long as nothing, went wacky or spun. Like this catch plate or spacer, whatever. Just get out of there. Put that down. Now hopefully it should slide. Yep. Oop, I caught it on my feet. Back bearing looks good. Front bearing looks good. What the hell? All right, now all these, there's bolts in here. Just got to take them out, swap them over. Be right back. Real quick, if you've never taken this thing apart before, flat scraper, or your flattest piece of metal, just get in between the rotor and the hub. Oh, that went actually a lot easier. Yeah, and just blow it apart after you take those 5 screws out. Nuts, bolts, what have you. Take them out. Clean up the mating surface. Let me do that real quick, and then we'll reassemble this. Assembly, same as unassembly, just reverse order. All right, reassemble, cleaned. I do put some anti-seize on them just for, well, prosperity. Hopefully it doesn't, seize up or, the way they were before. put bolts in. I am replacing all the hardware as well. You don't have to. You could reuse them. But I like my flange bolts. Put them on. Gentle taps after the bolts are in to kind of seat it and orientate. Put it where it needs to go. Otherwise, the hub will keep falling out. Stay with my gut. That. Also, flange bolts or nuts are awesome because, well, I don't have to hold them. Nope, these both face the same way. Weird. Yeah, I did not put the left on the right and right on the left. They're both drilled the same. Like I said, it has to do with the intervening structures, not so much where the gas escapes. So, I mean, maybe whoever designed these rotors, it's a higher end brand, knows better than me. Forward. On. Obviously, make sure it's tight. Let me put a little more goop in here, and then we'll slide this thing back together and reload the caliper. That should be the easy part. I don't think I have gloves. Shit. Oh, no, I do. I like that I now want gloves after my hands are dirty. It's more for the fact I hate getting grease on my hands. Because it like never goes away. I'm gonna have to buy more grease. We are running low on stock. Well, that looks good. Nothing's out of the normal or, weird. This inner bearing looks fine, but, we're here. Just put some in there. Don't worry, I'm going to clean the rotor. This one's the one I'm more concerned about because it looks so dry. Just give it basically a repack. It's clean. It's not like, dragging or anything like that. When you repack them, you tend to push old crap out too, so. Still in good health, so I'm not going to, not waste my time, but waste my time in trying to completely rejuvenate these things. A lot of grease. Boink. Slap that there. Do double wrap. Turns into a, diaper. There we go. Needs a little bit of taps. Put that there. Whoop. All right, lock plate, anti-rotation plate, whatever you want to call it, weird, cool washer. And we'll lock this down. I need, what do I do with my vicey grips? Just need needle nose for this one. Oh, yeah, they fell on the floor. I just saw them. Oh, come on. We'll grab them on the sides. I don't like grabbing them on the sides because then you get a false, especially vice grips, you get a false sense of tightening. All I'm doing is running this thing down. I just don't want to touch the grease. Where's the flathead? All right. Snugging this down the way I'm doing it. I don't recommend it for you guys. I just need to find my ratchet. I'm wedging my ratchet in there, or my Allen in the slot. I'm using the rotor to tighten it, and then we'll back it off some. Snug it. Tighten it down. I don't think I got anything on the backside. Yeah, just paint coming off. Move that, rotate this, make sure all that's out. Cool, that's all nice. Let's just finish, I mean, I'm here, let's just finish cleaning. Pop the brake cap, dust cover back on, and we'll call it good. Well, dust cover. Done. Pads. These will be semi-simple. Hopefully. Caliper. Caliper goes back. All right. Caliper bolt. Make sure they're tight. Pads. Ah! Hello. It is you I'm looking for. The hole might have to compress your get your caliper back just a little bit more to fit the new ones, or your piston in your caliper. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Anyway, where is it? Get your new, watch out for your rubber boot that's in here. This one's kind of tore up, but it's not bad. Itch. Just needs you to compress in. It's not the caliper I'm fighting right now. It's that the rubber dust boot. It's sitting prouder than it should be. I might have to take a little bit of material off the sides of this. Nah, it seems fine. Yeah, it's just this boot. All right, let me try to poke it in for a bit and then slide this thing in. It's like a bubble. It's like the bubble on the backside. Let me give it a pick. Next brake job is probably, yep, there we go. Next brake job is probably going to need a boot kit. Because those are unhappy. This one seemed a little happier, so get this thing in. Come on. Sometimes they'll just slide in easily. Sometimes you gotta jiggle. There we go. Do a little bit of jiggle and a little bit of wiggle. This one is gonna have to be set after. At least I know it fits. Come on. Jiggles, wiggles. Set the sensor like so. Slide that in like so. Put the pins in. I really need to get my Amazon or whoever just delivered, FedEx. I don't know. I know as much as you do as far as who just delivered. Pin. Oh, clean them. Clean them up some. I just flung a bunch of carburetor jets all over the place. Which is fine because, well, they came out of carbs I'm never going to use, and I have a ton of them. All right. Pin. Pin. Plate. Come on. Oh, plate. And then other plates. Ah, damn it. I might be able to pop that wire. I'll pop the wire back in after. Come on. Wire, wire, or pin, some love taps. Installed. Just have to fight with getting this thing back in. Really isn't that big of a deal. I typically don't even run these damn things personally. Damn it. All right, installed. All right, brakes. Front, at least on this side, done. Plate feels good. Bearings feel good. Gotta re-wipe that down. At least just the front this time. There's some like anti-wear coating on this. Anti-wear / probably break-in coating. This side's done. Let me knock out the other side and join me in the back. All right, real quick, driver's side. I just pulled off the dust cap. That's the amount of grease I like to see in there. Plenty. The other side was way dry. So, if you love it, lube it. Just comparison side to side on these things. All right, keep gripping and ripping. All right, dust cap's off, calipers off. I think I may have a problem in here. Nope, never mind. I wanted to record before I went to take off this wheel stud or the spindle nut because, well, it was packed with so much good grease that I couldn't find the head of the Allen. And if you know that, that would be a major problem with removal. But nope, I'm just an idiot. We know this though. All right. Pull the rotor, and again, join me in the back. Same at this point. Yuck! This one slid a lot easier. I'll be back. So we're in the car. Already got the wheel off, just save time. But pretty much it's going to be the same operation. Oh, excuse me, just different, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately the same operation. It's just unfortunately we got a little bit of a tighter space to work in over here. Break loose. Top bolt and the bottom bolt is going to be fun because, well, it's hidden. Get my ratcheting wrench and we'll break that loose. If I'm going to break a bolt, I don't know how you guys do it, but typically I like to use the solid end, and then I'll follow it up with a box end or the ratcheting end. I don't feel like, you know, breaking the ratchet teeth in these things. Replacing parts gets expensive, or tools. All right. Same thing. We got to do some prying. That. I need my little screwdriver to get the pads things out. Still on the other side, I assume. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. Whacking these guys out. This part of the brake job is exactly the same like the front. Popping pins, replacing pads, compressing calipers, stuff like that. This shouldn't be, well, any different. If it is different for you, you have something probably weird going on. Rear caliper. Rear caliper isn't as scary as the front one as far as the hard line goes. If you pop, come on. If you pop off the brake clip, this guy, spring clip, I already did that, sorry, I got antsy. You can feed the caliper back through. Back the hard line back through the soft line area to gain yourself some added room if you need to, but there usually is enough area to work with. All right, let me get my impact driver. There's so much corrosion on that arm right now that this thing does not want to feed through. Kind of a pain in the butt because I would like it because then you could sit this on the arm. Because these are the worst ones to hang anything on. Hard brake lines, definitely a no-no. If you thought a soft brake line was a no-no, do it to hard line. That's through. Yeah, aluminum and steel Nice. All the noises don't really like each other. There. That's through. That's at least supported now. Now we got to hopefully have these rotors cooperate. It's going to be a 3 or a 4. 3. Use the right size. Don't try to put a number 2 Phillips in there. If you do, at a cam, and you'll have a very bad day. Get the right size, number 3. Surprisingly, this came out easy. I don't know if you ever dealt with them, but they like to fight you sometimes. Slide this guy off. All right, he does have brake shoes for e-brake. These are good. There's no sense in replacing them. They look brand new. They look like they've been done before. I mean, they still have the gold tinge on them. They're not delammed, they're not cracked. If anything, they're just out of adjustment. If that's why he's putting these, wanting to put these on. Moral dilemma. Do I replace parts that don't need to be replaced? If you watch this channel enough, I try not to do that. Put these here. Yeah, because the e-brake handle is low, but it's not low because there's no pad. Pretty sure it's an out of adjustment scenario. I grab some calipers. All right. My smaller ones are dead, so 5/8. Five, 6. There's nothing wrong with them. They're out of adjustment. I will not change those. I'll just adjust the drum. Yeah, because like I said, they're easily-ish adjusted. It's just the problem being, or easy enough changed. It's just, why change them? Again, I don't like spending. Again, this is a friend of mine. I don't like spending other people's, well, taking people's money that I don't need to take. Those have definitely been done before. Brake rotor. Yeah, because there's like 0 drag on that. We'll adjust them correctly. I think someone ran them in, personally, and didn't readjust them. And they adjust like a normal drum. I think I'm going the right freaking way. Also, like a normal drum, you can never remember which way the damn thing's rotating. Yeah, I think that's the right way. Well, are they scuffed up? Yeah. Have they been used? Obviously. But for what, 10 thou? For 10,000, you could yell at me. I'm not changing them. A little more. So, if you watch this channel, you know I'm not doing it because I don't want to do it. I'm just doing it because it doesn't have to be done. That's good. I tend to set them a little looser than a drum. In other words, you want slight rub on a drum, but because these are on a cable, I don't like to have really anything. You can hear some drag, but it's not like drag. That makes zero sense. But anyway, yeah. So now let's just put pads on and call it good. Ow, I just stabbed my whatever bone with a thing. With the screwdriver. Give her a quick wipe. Get the backside. Perfect. I'm pretty sure that's like braking compound. These lights back in the wrong position. Caliper. Just wiggle it through that hole again. There we go. Second time's easier. As with most things. Caliper bolt. Oh, where are you? Get that caliper bolt in. Now, fight this one because I got big freaking sausage hands. Ugh. Get this one in. Oh, wow. That actually was easier. Easiest one. Ratchet. Jesus! Had nothing to do with that debacle, but I called his name anyway. Ah. And once I get this thing done, this side, what have you, once I get this done, next scene is going to be us, hopefully, on the road. Pads. Look at that. When the boots are actually cooperating, I need that. I'm happy I found it and heard it. Little spring clip. When the boots are actually cooperating, everything just slides in like it's supposed to. Everything just slides in like it's supposed to. Slide in. Oh, you slid in. We're going to need that brace to hold it. That's fine. Clean up these pins, put in the pads, call it good. Where did everything go? It all exploded. Pin. This brake monitor switch is not really happy. Yeah, it sounds like you don't know what you're doing when you're putting these pins in. Make sure they're in. Make sure that's in. I don't know how long the sensor is going to ride in here, but it's currently installed. Yeah, that's in, that's installed. This is done. Like I said, hopefully next scene, you join me on the road. I'm going to knock out the other side real quick. Hopefully no developments or major ones occur, and we'll be back on the road with a quick tootle around, because I'm excited to drive it. Number one, because, well, who never gets excited about driving cool cars? Number two, I got to make sure that the accelerator is fixed. I did, full disclosure, like I try to do. I did, after I replaced everything, shifter bushing, this, that, and the other thing. I know the shifter's working because I knew the engine works, because I also tried to rev the crap out of the engine. And, well, it didn't blow up and or didn't stick. So I'm assuming we're going to hopefully have a good, nice, pleasant drive tomorrow. If it wasn't for the weather today, where it keeps raining all the time, we'd be on the road today. But unfortunately, because of weather, welcome to Louisville, yeah, not happening today. I don't feel safe driving this car with other people on the road, I guess is what I'm getting at. So let me knock out the other side. If any developments happen, I'll bring you in, but I don't hopefully foresee anything. It's coming apart together. Brake clip before anyone yells at me. But if you took this off, put this damn thing back on. Yeah. Don't give someone a bad day. Especially you, if you got to do an insurance claim because you did something stupid. Anyway, let me knock out the other side. Join me in a minute. All right, well, I just had a ramble, and I think I lost the footage because, I'm an idiot with this camera. We know this. But anyway, no developments. Just remembered I didn't bring you in on the other side. Told you specs. New shoe. Brake shoe. Brand new. One that's on here. I don't know if you can see in there. You can still read the part number. It's not wore to the point where it even looks like it's been used. The adjuster isn't adjusted. You can see I haven't even touched it, like hit it with a hammer or anything like that. Same thing on the other side. They're just out of adjustment. I say this in all my videos. I don't care if you're a friend or a customer that I've never met before. I treat you all the same. If work doesn't have to get done, I'm not going to do it. If those shoes were like wore down, like you'd like to drive around with your e-brake up, cracked, gouged, stuff like that, then 100% they get replaced. Or if they were delamming, where the material separates off the backing plate, definitely get replaced. But there's no reason for me to charge an extra, hour and a half, give or take, to replace the drums when they're just out of adjustment. And I'm assuming with the high e-brake, I didn't ask them, but this is usually when people think their e-brakes need to be, like e-brake shoes need to be replaced. This is because they have a really high handle pull. Typically it's out of adjustment. So I didn't know with this car, but you can tell, like I said, the rear shoes, they're well, I don't have new ones that are on the car. They're really good meat, both sides. I'm assuming this thing had a brake job compared to the fronts. We know they wear unevenly, but I mean, there's a huge difference between the front and rear. I'm assuming this thing had brakes done to it, or at least rears might have been done because of this issue. Someone replaced them already, and that's why we have new hardware back there, and I'm assuming newer pads. So, like I said, they look like they've been done. I can still read part numbers, so they haven't been on there that terribly long. So, again, I'm not going to do the work if the work doesn't need to get done. Argue with the comments if you will. If the customer wants it done, just do it. There's no point. Also, you open Pandora's box with a lot of times you do stuff that's not needed, and karma hates me due to the fact that I do not have a hardware kit for this car. Not the reason I'm not doing it, but I don't have a hardware kit for this car. So if something goes flying across the shop or something breaks, well, we're screwed. Or I am. But yeah, that's really the reason. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't poke the bear. Don't open Anthor's box. Don't do stuff that doesn't need to get done. You know, don't be greedy, in other words. I could also lie, hide his box, even though I'm giving him all of his parts back. Not for any other reason, like trust-wise, but he just wants his, he wants to get, I don't know if he wants his pads back. I doubt that. But I'm going to give him back. But I think he wants to see if he can get his rotors cut again. But with that said, he's going to have the old parts back. He's going to know I did it or I didn't. I could say I did it and not, but I'm just going to tell everybody. Tell him it's included. Didn't do it because it doesn't need to get done. Anyway, rambling. Hopefully join me on the road before I have another brain thought of word vomit coming out of my mouth. All right, guys. It is the next morning, and I mean it is semi-early. Probably one of the earlier test drives I've taken because I'm dancing between weather. Rain and all. Neutral. Key on. Yeah, I don't know if the, no, I'll just turn you. Brake light. That's on. One of two reasons. One, I think it's the driver, either a driver or passenger front sensor. Oil light is slightly on, slightly illuminated. Have pressure. Oil gauge are notoriously crap, but that's full. So, okay. Anyway, one of two sensors I think is that either that or it's the e-brake. Notorious, but e-brake you can't see, but it barely goes up. So, as per usual, let me let this thing get some heat into her, and we'll take it for a rip. Not gonna go crazy with it. Owner did give me carte blanche as far as just give it the beans. Not gonna do that. It's an early Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna drive it hard enough to bed these pads in so that the owner has nothing to worry about. Make sure everything we did, brakes are good, and mainly shifter and the throttle doesn't stick. But other than that, it's semi-respectable test drive. I'll give it the beans when she's hot-ish. Or my typical test drives, I guess. I gotta get my phone out of my freaking pocket. Notifications. Slightly down. Car's warming up. I don't know if it's picking up on my mic, but the idle's coming down. So, join me on the road. Should be a fun one. All right, guys. First off the rip, car, you know, it's quiet. It's not. I mean, I'm not used to it. If you notice these test drives, I tend to yell a lot, and well, I really don't have to yell on this one. Super quiet, super solid feeling, and I mean, I haven't really gone anywhere. It's telling me to upshift. I forgot these had a light. I'm only in third. I'm doing like not even 40. You don't need it. Brakes. I'm going to do some hard braking just because I got to bed these pads in, but they feel fine. They really grab. I mean, it's running good. Like I said, I'm waiting for temperature to come up. Just because, well, like any air-cooled car, or, you know, vehicle in general that I do service on, you don't give it the beans right away. That's a no-no. Clutch lift's a little higher than I like. Gotta learn to gate. Well, I don't have cruise control. Downshift to third, open her up some. I think our wonky pedal is fixed. Granted, I didn't experience said sticking gas pedal, but It's telling me to upshift when I come to a cruise. I'm not really familiar with the way that these old school electronics work as far as shifting the shift light. It's an economy shift. It's not a oh please. It's an economy. It's for economy. It's not for like performance. Because right now I'm coasting and it's telling me to shift. But as soon as I hit the gas pedal, well, it tells me not to do that. Third gear. Let's do some stops. She will stop. Man, those are some big cranes over there. The roads are moist. They're not wet. They're dry. You know, like the cracks and stuff have stuff in them. I got no heat in these tires. The pads seem great. Like no hesitation with the stopping. It definitely will live up to its name as far as a doctor killer goes. Yeah, the 1.2 is a little chunky. And I don't know if that's me. The bushings have to wear in. I'm just not used to it. It has a bit of a, I don't know, stall. I've been having shifter issues on this channel lately, as far as second gear downshift, little hot stop. Like I said, I'm just bedding these pads, so I'm driving more like a gentleman's sausage than I normally would. Dylan's probably going to watch this, and he knows. He gave me the okie dokie to rag this car, which I'm not going to do too. I'm not going to go too crazy, obviously. Oh, I'm a pompous little weenie in a Porsche. Just cut all you guys off. Wee. Oh. I think the 1.2 is I found a puddle. I think the 1.2 might be clutch related. Disengagement wise. If you're easy with it, it's fine. But who wants to be easy with one of these cars? You want to flail it and flog it around. I mean, that's what they're built for. Autobahn. Could just be a cold trans. I really do enjoy the fact that I get to, fix these cars, keep them on the road, and more importantly, enjoy the hell out of them. Granted, not as much as the owner would, but as much as I can. Shift's good. Like I said, I think I may need a clutch in the future. Either that or the box is a little cold. Which, some gearboxes, they like a little temperature in them. And trust me, we'll go straight. I am not trying to upsell a clutch job in this car. Can I do it? Yes. Do I want to? No. Will I give my same spiel for every time I don't want to do a clutch? And say kick it down the road some? Run until it doesn't work. you avoid potholes. Avoiding potholes and trying to avoid potholes. I told the owner last night, because he wants to obviously get the car. He's like, how'd the test drive go? I don't know. I don't want to clean the car any more than I already have to do. Mainly because puddles. Granted, I'm not going to give this thing a concourse wipe down or a concourse detail, but I will give it a nice wipe down. I mean, she does rip. Full throttle, off throttle. I don't think we have a sticking issue. I think we fixed whatever the hell was wrong with it. Car does drive nice. No odd noises, no shakes, no rattles, no squeaks. Honestly, oil light went away. That's good. Honestly, so it feels very, very well balanced and sorted, which is good. Yeah, the 1.2. It's either in the trans. I don't think it's in the clutch. Or, I think, not in the linkage is what I meant. Could be clutch, or transmission. The linkage feels solid. I didn't notice anything weird. We replaced everything up here, which is typical of the screw-ups on them. Curious if I could float the gears in this transmission like in Ken Beetle's. I haven't driven one of these transmissions in a while. Basically, I want to, if I can do it, I want to take the clutch. Yeah, I don't want to force it too hard. I want to take the clutch out of it. So, float. Yeah, I'm not going to force this. I can afford blowing up a Beetle transmission. I do not want to afford one of these. Like I said, it could just wear in, but yeah, this clutch picks up high. If you ever had my car, a car serviced by me, usually you're right now on the grab point. That's the way I like them. Pretty much takes your clutch bite point out of the equation. It's foot all the way down, a little bit backwards, and you're moving, versus guessing. The reason I personally like setting the bite point, as far to the bottom as I can, is for panic. Mainly hills. I can't tell you how many times I'm driving someone else's car, whether they're customers or friends, and you're on an incline and you don't know the grab point, so you start doing the roll back and then let your foot out, usually past anything that you own. So you immediately clutch back in, make sure you're in gear, and do it all over again. Hill starts with a high lifting clutch, to me, not really the most ideal, to be honest with you. Nice blinker, jackass. All right, one last rip. Yeah, second. It's the first and second. It's a little chunky. I'll tell them to monitor it, see if anything weird happens. or see if it gets better. But that's the only thing I noticed. And again, it's not my car. It could have, it's like any old car. It might have a little trick that I'm not aware of to make it, you know, cooperate better. But the brakes definitely will auger you through, you know, through the windshield. Well, if tires get warm, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's me. That's also me. I got security going off. Oh, more Amazon. But yeah, let's head back to the shop. It is, you know, not even 10 o'clock today. I'm sure. I know he's up already. He's on the Facebook. Already putting up memes, which is great. I'm gonna hit him up, say, hey, come get it whenever. Looks like he has a clear break in weather to be able to, you know, if he's available, get it right now. So get it back to the shop, shoot a closing detail or, you know, big cam closeout on this thing, and I hope my mic is on. Well, we'll find out. But yeah, close this episode out and see, and hopefully see you on the next one. Yeah, that one too. You got to force a little more than I like. I'm actually going to hit this stop. Typically, I'd run it like that guy did, but I want to play the 1-2 shift. Maybe a double clutch. Clutch, double clutch, transmission or synchro. It's only second. Double clutching sucks for racing. More like 18-wheelers. Anywho, join me in Big Cam while I close this one out. Hopefully I have the mic on. Alright guys, back in the shop. Hello radio, I forgot I left you on. Back in the shop. That oil light is still, well, there. Yeah, brake lights work. But she runs good. Drives good. Let me lower that before I get completely demonetized. You would think that driving my Corvette would be the challenge of getting in and out at my old higher age. But no, it's always these things, or Carnegies, or Beetles, because they're low. But anyway, car drove. I'm not getting back in. Car drove extremely well. Also, I didn't show it because I wasn't planning on actually being able to fix it. But the seat, it needs new buttons on the side. He asked me to see if I can get it up because he is a little shorter than me. So this is, I think, as high as I can make it. It will go down in the front only. The back is kind of as high as it can and then nothing. It's not my personal ideal driving style. I like the front to be usually kicked all the way up and the back to be down. But that's just personal taste. But I did do that for him. It needs a new switch panel, basically soldered in, because I don't think anyone wants to actually, with these switches, they go all the way through the seat. Basically, I take the seat out to replace the switch panel because, well, it's not plugged in up here. It's plugged in down there. They're soldered to the connector. So I jumped wires and made it do things. I'll tell you, he's a very smart man. He's a body guy. He can figure out how to adjust it himself after I tell him. Or he can just buy the switches and solder them in, cut the ends and just resplice them. Because no one has time to take out a seat. I wouldn't do it even if you paid me to. I'd say, no, you're dumb. Or that's dumb. Because the wires are connected. Anywho, join me in Big Cam. Let me close out this ramble. All right, guys, close out the episode on the 88 Porsche 911 Targa. yes, the car, the brakes, they work fine. Other than doing a, rotor change and pad slap, we didn't open up the hydraulics. There's nothing wrong with it. No weird pedals, so that's good. Throttle, the bushings definitely fixed that. Again, I think I said in the drive, I did not experience personally the sticky throttle, but I also did not experience a sticky throttle after replacing what I think was the issue, which I'm hoping was, unless he has a different style of driving that I don't know about and his foot's getting stuck or something like that, or maybe the carpet. I don't know. But anyway, throttle is good. The shifter, second gear, it's not the shifter. It's not the bushings. Everything is nice and tight in the car. I think it might be having a synchro-ish issue, maybe. I'll recommend maybe doing a fluid change. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's a little tired or low. Didn't even get into it. It wasn't on the built, work scope. So we'll cross that puddle whenever we see it, if that time ever comes. Clutch lifts high, but it could be an adjustment issue. It's not slipping. It's not doing anything weird. It's just my personal taste is not where I like it. I guess it's a personal gripe. It's not a vehicle gripe. Everything else on the car solid. Like I said, shifter's good, throttle's good, brakes are good. The only thing I can recommend, like I said, down the road maybe clutch and fluid change in the transmission. But other than that, I mean, he has a body shop. He can do it if he wants to. He's very mechanically inclined. It's just the fact that he just didn't want to mess with it, which I'm fine with. It's what I do. I like working on these little air-cooled cars. But with that said, close this episode out. I don't know how it came out or how long it is because I haven't edited it as per usual. So if you like this episode, however it did come out after my editing, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you we will chit-chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. I honestly don't know what I'm working on next.